do it. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Exclusively.
This is exclusively Van Halen. This is the Van Halen show, especially on Tuesdays. There's nothing else on. This is the place you want to be. This is JohnnybeaneTV. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, on my personal page. There we go. That's okay. All right, we're live. You guys, we're giving away a Van Halen Life magazine tonight towards the end of the show, so make sure you're in the chat. You want to stay here? So yeah, we're going to talk some Van Halen. We got some breaking news in the world of Van Halen guitars tonight, and it's an exclusive right here. You're not going to believe it, so make sure you stay tuned. All right, JohnnybeaneTV, exclusively Van Halen. Here we go.
Hey! This is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Hey, what's up, dudes? Johnny Beane. Hey, what happened to Dane?
He had a customer.
You guys, welcome. This is Johnny Beane. This is exclusively Van Halen. I know it says talking guitars. We'll be talking some guitars. You guys are not going to believe this. You guys want to hang out. You want to smash that subscribe button. You guys, there's Dane. Dane!
Yo!
Dude, we're on the way to 10,300 YouTube subscribers, man. What do you think of that?
They're just climbing like crazy.
That's cool. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you. So you guys, this is exclusively Van Halen. We talk all things Van Halen Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. This is also a podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple. This show is basically everywhere. So what is it? It's July 18, 2023. It's 8:10 p.m. Eastern, 5:10 Pacific out here in Santa Cruz, California. And before we start, we like to say hello to the top tier of channel members here on Johnny Beane TV, here on YouTube. Channel membership is a way you can help support the channel and support these shows. The top tier, they are called the executive producers, and they are CC, Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, Sherman Callahan, 40 Grit, there you are, man. John Moronic, Majestic PB and J Cat, Guitarman 45, Janice Lala, R Habs, Warlag, Patty Dill, Fairfield Guitar Co., and Channel Has Been Deleted is another name that needs to be on that card. We will get them up there as soon as we can. But again, consider becoming a channel member. And another way you can help support the channel is you can do so with super chats. If you look behind me here, you see what we call the Guitar Noir. You see there's magical lights, there's guitars, there's stuff that we're giving away. By the way, we're giving away a Van Halen magazine tonight. We got another one. We're giving this away, so you keep it right here. Anyway, the Guitar Noir, if you'd like to help support the channel, support these shows, a super chat will change the color of those lights in real time. So it's like science and magic and it's just awesomeness.
Science!
Science! Yeah, so become a channel member.
Science.
Help support the channel. And speaking of that, we're live on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook.
Science.
Yeah. You know there's a Van Halen connection to that? Do you know that? since this is, you know, a Van Halen show.
Well,
Either of you guys know the Van Halen connection to that?
same producer, Ted Templeman.
Not that I know of.
Okay, let me keep guessing. Same record label, Warner Brothers.
Not that I'm aware of. In the chat, who in the chat knows? There's a Thomas Dolby Van Halen connection. Not so much that song. In the chat, do you guys know? You guys don't know?
Something to do with the synth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
in
same keyboard. It's the same keyboard.
1991, when Van Halen was recording For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, Thomas Dolby was recording an album. Thomas took his keyboards and his computer over to 5150. Edward recorded guitars for 2 songs on a Thomas Dolby record. You guys never heard those?
Mm-mm. I never heard that.
If you like the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge guitar tone, it's the same tone, but it's on 2 Thomas Dolby songs. One is called Close But No Cigar. The other one is called, what is it? I forget. But there's 2 songs that Edward played on Thomas Dolby. You guys didn't know that?
Wow.
See? We teach you guys
no
Van Halen trivia. What was it? In the chat, what were the 2 songs? Close But No Cigar, and then there was one where Eddie just plays rhythm, and then there's one where he does a solo. He uses the wah pedal. I think the song that I can't think the name of, that was actually a sequel to one of the original songs off, one of the early 80s Thomas Dolby albums, I think. But yeah. All right, there you go.
Blinding us with science.
Yeah, see, science
Knowledge.
right here. This is, we got science, we got knowledge, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. So yeah, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, my personal page. We're actually live all over Facebook. But if you'd like to help support Facebook stars, you can help support the channels. We're live in the exclusively Van Halen group at 62,000 members. We're live in the EVH Gear Fans Live group, EVH Gear Fans Live page, and the Johnny Beane TV group on Facebook. We're live. We're live. And then after the fact, this is a podcast on Spotify. So you can
And that
listen to the
Spotify
show.
stuff, man. If you're driving across the country or you're out on a drive, put that on your car stereo. I've done that plenty of times, and this show is so much better. I keep saying that. It's so much better when you're listening along in your car listening to
Let's
it.
just do it like this. It's the same thing, right? Right?
Johnny with his hand clap machine and everything. Yeah, it makes for great listening when you're out
By
on
the way,
road, driving through the desert, trying to get to
hopefully,
LA.
if we have any technical difficulties, which hopefully we don't, Ned got me earlier. Ned the cat, he swung up. He was playing. I was folding some laundry, and I had I was folding laundry, and he goes up and he goes, and he got me. But this is perfect because speaking of cats, we'll be talking about a cat guitar. We'll be talking about cat guitars tonight, and we're actually having a special guest via the phone lines about cat guitar. So maybe this was meant to be. I don't know. But yeah. So let's see what else. I think
I've heard a little bit of news about Wolfgang out on the road doing different tours, and he's got plans to go out with Nita Strauss. And who wouldn't want to go out with Nita Strauss? But no, he's got plans to go out and touring with Nita. And so Wolfie is just crushing it. And I kind of had my doubt a couple of years ago. I'd tell myself, or we would chat on here a few years ago, and I'd be like, yeah, he's out doing it, but he's got so much money. If he goes out on the road a lot, I kind of doubt he's going to do that. I had my doubts about his work ethic, but he is pouring it on. And everybody is so proud of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For working as hard as he's been working, and he's out there kicking ass and recording his albums and writing those songs. And
did you see the photo that he posted?
Then when he did that
yesterday?
when he did that Taylor Hawkins. Yeah, I might have. I don't know.
He posted a photo
and stuff. Oh, he posted.
He posted because first of all, he announced more tour dates. Let's see. I didn't load this into the computer, but if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys saw this, but if you didn't,
stuff with. There you go. Look at that.
Look at this. Yeah. So Mammoth 2 tour 2023
with Nita Strauss.
Yep. With Nita right there.
Lots of shows. Is there a Phoenix date on there? Do you see Phoenix on there?
It's kind of blurry. Everybody put your glasses on.
What do you guys, anybody see it? Oh, there's the Las Vegas. Anybody see a Phoenix show on there?
It's blurry.
I didn't see one. I looked already. I didn't see one. I think the closest they get is House of Blues in L.A. For us.
Or Vegas, huh?
Or Vegas, yeah.
Vegas, L.A., San Diego. I don't see a Phoenix date.
Damn it. No.
Oh man, hey, Ron Gunner's in the chat. I was supposed to get Dane, I was supposed to get him some pictures of that green Jackson yesterday, and I got sidetracked when you were working with that guy. So he's interested in the green Jackson Crackle that you have. I forgot to get pictures.
Oh.
But Ron's in the chat, Robbie's in the chat, Sky's in the chat, a lot of people here. So hey, this is gonna be cool tonight, guys.
This is gonna be awesome.
I got a friend here, a buddy of mine. His name is Neil.
Guests.
Yeah,
Neil,
I got a friend here, and he bought a EVH guitar, and he just wants to share it with you guys. So I'm going to have my friend Neil come over here. Come on over, Neil. Bring your guitar.
Neil. Before Neil shows up, here's the photo of Wolfgang Mammoth. This is at Amoeba in Hollywood. I guess he was there maybe yesterday or a couple days ago. That's a display outside. Very cool. Very cool. Neil.
Oh, nice, man. Stealth.
Hey, what's up? Yeah,
left-handed?
Stealth. Yeah, left-handed.
Oh, no way. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I noticed they've got some left-handed 5150 stripes coming out. So any lefties out there, keep an eye out. They're supposed to be out pretty soon. But yeah, I got this one with the when I picked up my Iconic 5150 Iconic. But nice. It's got a maple cap with the
You didn't have to wait for that?
Yeah, I did. I had to wait actually quite a bit.
Yep.
October 2021 is when I ordered this and the Iconic, and this just came in last week.
That's awesome, man. I bet you're super excited. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so that's brand new?
Yeah.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know you were left-handed.
Wait. Yeah. I also picked up the case. Let me show you the case real quick.
Sure. Dude. So is that one of those brand new ones? Like the ones that were just announced? Because they actually have some brand new left-handed ones.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's crazy. That's cool, man.
So
so that's a left-handed case?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a left-handed case, and
cool.
There's a big enough cavity in here so that you don't have to take off the whammy bar. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so you can set this thing in here.
Look at that.
And you don't have to take the bar off. It's got a nice little groove right here where the bar fits, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Can we see how it works? Can you shut it and then open it?
Yeah.
Can you open it up?
There you go. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Open it up. Room for the.
There it is.
Yeah, so I think all the new cases are probably going to have this cavity. I've seen some right-handed hard cases, and they didn't have the cavity up here, so you have to take the whammy bar off. But I think the new ones are pretty slick.
Yeah, I know the lefty guys have been waiting a while for those, so that's cool that you got your guitar, man. That's a sharp looking stealth.
Look at that.
Hey, Dane, does that have a low friction or a high friction pot for the tone? Is it stiff?
Yes.
For the tone? For the tone.
The next one. The other tone.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
So wait, I'm sorry. So what's the story? Dane, did you order that, or did that just show up at the shop? Or
I did not. He got this from a Fender retailer down the street, or a couple miles up the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're not
Dane's
a Fender
gonna set it
retailer?
up for him.
But from Dane, Dane got a left-handed Kramer 1984 reissue, so I got that from
cool.
Dane. Yeah, no, that's the Hot for Teacher guitar, so I was jazzed about that. So
Hey, Dane's got some Eddie Van Halen Ernie Ball strings there that he may put on for you. You should have him restring it to the Eddie Van Halen strings I brought him.
A 50 and a 15 gauge. He gave me the right.
But are they
gauge.
left-handed strings though?
cool.
That's the question.
yeah,
No, they're right-handed strings, Johnny.
Oh.
Cool. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys.
Tuner on it.
Yeah, it comes with the
Nice.
D-tuner. Really
Can you play
nice.
some Van Halen? Do you know any Van Halen
No.
songs?
No,
Can you do some of this?
I'm the
He's gonna learn.
tap. I'm learning, but
Yeah.
There he goes.
yeah. But I thought I'd just show that to you guys. Dane was telling me you guys you're going to do one of your things, so I just thought I'd show it, let everybody know. Keep an eye out for the lefty Van Halen EVH guitar stuff. So cool.
Yeah, man,
Yep.
that's super cool. Congratulations.
Van
Yeah.
Halen.
You guys take it easy.
Congrats. Right on. Oh, look out. That's Neil.
Yeah, a good customer, a good friend of mine.
Right on. Right on. Well, let's see.
I talked him into sharing that for everybody.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mhm.
Those lefty guys wait a long time for those. I've been seeing that a lot lately. They said, wait, I just got my lefty and I ordered it like almost 2 years ago. So, I mean, that's a long time to wait. That's a commitment right there, waiting 2 years for a guitar. So
That is, man.
Yeah. I mean, because, I do the special,
EVH is worth the wait.
I do the special reports on every time they release brand new stuff. And this year they released a few other left-handed models. And
Well, those new Frankies look pretty cool. That are just the black, the white one, and the three new Frankies that don't have any stripes at all. Those
yeah,
are
I think
kinda
I'll
nice.
consider that white one.
the Frankenstein series, right? Let me see. Do I
Yeah.
still have that card
Yeah.
here? I do. There we go. So like that red one there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's the Frankenstrat with no stripes.
Yeah. I think they call it the Frankenstein Relic series. I think. Very good. And that star? What do you guys
I'd
think
be
of
so
that?
tempted
The new.
to put my own stripes on that.
Mm-hmm.
I
guess
will
you
do
could.
I will do a plug for Zim's guitars right now. If you're looking for a taxi cab yellow guitar, there's a really cool yellow Beretta in the back that I know is for sale.
Oh wow.
Or did you sell it today? Did you sell it today?
No,
Dan?
it's still back there.
Okay.
Wow. How much today?
$600.
$600.
I sold
Neil.
yesterday. I sold a Jackson, the white Bengal Tiger from 07.
Mhm.
I had one of those. Really cool looking thing.
That guy came and got it.
Yeah.
See,
That's cool.
you guys had a great time yesterday. You were live, Zims. You were
Yeah.
live on your channel, 40 Grit. You were there, and I called up. I called
40
up.
grand. We
and-
were
and
yeah,
talked
we
to
were
you
all
guys a little
hanging.
bit.
This isn't
Cool hang.
this isn't nonsense either. I mean, I genuinely like enjoy going over there and hanging out. I mean, like I love talking to Dane. I mean, there's always something cool going on there. You know, I got to watch a really cool guitar deal go down yesterday. I was shocked. I was just sitting there going, that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And Dane, I'm good for coming out and helping you put guitars together. I'm serious about that. If you
Awesome,
end up following
man.
those, let me know. I'll come out and help you.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of those GNL imported tribute series stuff.
Mhm.
I got like 10 of them, and some of them are missing parts and things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Well, the only reason I'm here tonight is because I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
And then
Do
we
you wanna
got to
show
get
that?
to we got to get to the important stuff.
Yeah. Did you want to show that?
Well, I showed it. I'll go take it off the wall. Hold on.
Dude, that's so cool.
So I think that this may be one of the coolest pictures I've seen, and Dane talked about it last week, and I went out there and he very nicely let me have it for a good price, in my opinion. So anyways, it's kind of cool. I was looking at it last night. The Drop to Hell guitar is labeled on this, if you've ever seen it. So the Drop to Hell case is on there that I saw. The Ripley Telly is labeled. I looked at it last night for a little while. So I mean, it's just this picture's worth way more than 1,000 words. So Dane, super appreciate you selling it to me. And I'll
Everybody
never
in
get
the
rid of it.
chat, guess how much I sold it to him for? Put a number in the chat. You guys can guess. How much did this old guy sell that to him for?
I don't know. It's cool though.
But you got to remember that was gifted to me. That and a whole bunch of other photos were gifted to me when I was over at my old location. 400. 40 grit's going to owe me some money. Michael says
Hey, man,
150.
I'm good for that.
Guitar Samurai 1 says 200. Chris wants to give you $40 for it. Jeff Davidson, 51.50.
I had said that like the top should be, at least $51.50.
That's what he did. You guessed it, Johnny. He paid me
right on.
$51.50.
And you're happy with that?
He handed me $52, and he let me keep the change.
Oh,
What
Yeah,
a
I'm
guy.
happy with that. I'm fine with that.
What a guy.
very good.
No, I'm very thankful for that, and it'll never leave my guitar room. I can assure you of that. So, not going anywhere.
Or you can check eBay later in the week.
Never
And,
happened.
no. I made a bunch of prints of it. No, I didn't do that.
Oh, hold on. It's somebody just said it's crooked. I gotta fix it. It's crooked. Somebody said.
No, they said Dane's crooked. Just kidding.
That is a really neat photo. But probably about 4 or 5 years ago, a guy came into my store and he had he goes, "Hey man, I have all these photos. I used to be a photographer for Fender. And they were in my garage. And if you just want these things, you can have them." And I saw that one, and I have a Willie Nelson one that I hung in. I replaced Eddie with Willie Nelson right there. But he gave them all to me. I wonder if I know who that is. I've been gifting. It's got a signature on it.
I'm wondering if I know who did that. That's an amazing photo. That was actually, I know a little bit about
Scott
that
Ian
session.
down here.
That was a session for I think Guitar World. I think.
Really?
They did a bunch of interviews and stuff. Yeah, you can actually find footage. Remember when he did the? Well, anyway. Oh, cool. And that's the same guy. Same photographer.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very nice.
For you Anthrax fans out there. Scotty and
Very cool.
I've been giving
Very
away.
cool.
That's the only
Very
reason I'm here tonight, just to talk about that. So But I wanted to tell Dane thank you amongst everybody and say, hey, thanks, man. And plus I was off today, so that's the only reason I'm here.
Thank you. I'm always here.
Dude, feel free to hang out.
Tuesdays.
You don't have to
If it
run
gets too
now,
crowded
do you?
in here, I'm out because I cannot wait to hear this story. So, I mean, this is going to be a big deal in my opinion. So
This is a very big deal. Should we get to it?
yes.
Okay. All right, let's get to this.
Get to it.
Let's get to this. John, if you can hear me, give us a call. Don't call the number on the screen. Well, technically you could. You got my real number though. John, give us a call. Here, let's do this, you guys. Okay, we'll start. Let's see. I'm gonna have to change the branding. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So the thing is, he's not gonna be able to hear you guys. So, but I've already talked to him about this.
I'm just gonna listen.
Okay, John.
Hey, Johnny.
John, you're on the air, man. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Great.
I'm listening to the show.
Can you guys hear him okay?
Hand clapping.
Ask him if he can talk louder or turn it up somehow.
Hand clapping.
I might be able to turn him up. Let me see. Let's try. How's that? John,
Yes.
is that better?
There we go.
That's better?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's better.
All right. All you guys can hear him, right? In the chat, you guys can hear the caller? Okay. Okay, so we're on the air. We're on the air. I haven't even announced this yet on the show, but I'm going to show first of all, I'm going to show the collage that you sent me. Okay.
Sure.
So these guitars. Well, John, how about can you tell us your name and tell us what these guitars are?
Okay. So first of all, hey guys, I'm sorry that I'm not seeing you're seeing me on the screen, but it's good to see you guys anyhow. And I want to thank Johnny, for actually getting in touch with me and sending me photographs. But in any event, the photographs that you see in there, if you're on the cat guitars that are there, okay, those guitars were actually the second generation of the guitar that I gave Eddie.
Okay.
The difference is that if you notice, they don't have they only have small pick guards. I think maybe the one that I sent you, the natural one, which is not on there, is a full pick guard. And the one that Eddie has is the only one that has a mirror pick guard. So that's pretty much that.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, really quickly, I'll show the photo of Edward here. Okay, this was
Sure.
this photo surfaced. It's a 1981 fair warning era photo. It surfaced about I think 8 years ago.
Okay, this was this photo.
And 1981, and a lot of us, we saw this photo online, and we were freaking out. Like, what is that? What is that guitar? What's the deal? Did a fan, toss that on stage? Like, what's the deal? So for a long time, we didn't know what that guitar was. And this was basically the photo. Well, the actual photo looks something like this. And you can see there's a date on there, September 6, 1981, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I think after a little while, we figured out that it was basically a cat. Like if you look close at the guitar, you can see it looks like a cat, like I guess like running or jumping.
Yes, it's a silhouette of a cat running.
Okay. So that's John. The bottom right-hand corner there. So basically, so John, so you had those guitars built for yourself?
Yeah. So the story, to give a little bit of a backstory to this. So my band was called the Good Rats. We were initially from New York. And got signed to Warner Brothers in 1974. And my nickname was the Cat because my last name Gatto does mean cat. So for years and years and years, I was always using like 59 Cherry Burrs, 54 Gold Tops. And it got to a point where I realized early on that it wasn't the guitar that was making the sound, it was the person making the sound. So kind of as a goof, I found a guitar builder in Fontana, California, and I had him build these cat guitars. And they started to catch on a bit, and the fans really wanted to buy it. And I was going to start to go into production, but I was on the road. You know, we had opened up for so many bands, as I mentioned to you, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
We opened up for Rush, Styx, Journey, Heart, The Cars. Either they opened up for us or we opened up for them, and we toured all over the world. And so being on the road, it would have been very hard to kind of keep a company going. So I really just made X amount of them, and that's the way it was going to be.
Okay.
But the PR guy that was doing our first Warner Brothers records, we did 7 albums. We were on Warner Brothers and also Arista Records. Around 1980-81, the band took a little bit of a sabbatical. And we had gotten about 2-year sabbatical, and then we had gotten a phone call that a new product was coming out called CDs. And it was important for us to go back out on the road and continue to, to play and support the CDs.
Mm-hmm.
So in that interim between 80, 81, 82, my PR guy that was doing the Warner Brothers records for us called me up and said, Van Halen's going to be in your town in New York. You want to go down? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, you mind if I bring him a guitar? And the guy said, yeah, whatever you want to do. So it was an introduction. So it was after the show, and it was a great opportunity. First off, in my heart, I knew that it was sort of like handing over a torch, because he was this guy that was going to become so big, okay? And I just wanted to really just give him something that was important to me, and I just wanted to give it to him. And so, it was great. Met everybody, of course. He had just gotten married to Valerie, and she was there. And we basically swapped guitars. He gave me the Frankenstein guitar to play. I gave him the cat guitar to play. And we were just sitting there for maybe about an hour and a half, just talking guitar shop. And one of the things he said to me, and I'll never forget it, he said, why are you giving me this? And I said, I'm giving it to you because it's just something that I want to give you, because I know you're going to be the biggest guitar player. I wasn't looking for an endorsement or anything like that. And he said, no one ever gave me anything before. And this is the truth, because right after that time period, of course, he got endorsements of whatever he would have wanted to get. Mm-hmm. So it was a very important moment there. And that was it. We exchanged phone numbers. I left the place. They went on to do their thing. Never, ever cared whether he was going to play it live. It wasn't even looking for that. And years and years and years went by, of course. But in the interim of that, I would call him up, and they were playing in town, and I would ask him if I could get a pass. Of course, he gave me a pass. The introduction of the Floyd Rose, I got through him, which is, I think I sent you a photograph of that, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I went back on the road. They were on the road doing their thing. Never crossed paths again. And then one day, about 5-6 years ago, I see this photograph on the internet, and I go, wow, that's where I never saw the picture before. I never knew if he played the guitar. I never bothered to ask him that question. And there it was. And from that point on, my interest started to get a little bit going. And I said, gee, I wonder what really happened to the guitar. Did he give it away? Did he break it? Did he take it apart? Did he, throw it out the door? And obviously he didn't, because I gave him the guitar 42 years ago. So obviously it's been in the family. And I think now, through you, Johnny, we're going to try to find the missing piece to this story. And
it gets interesting.
And that's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I gotta play the applause. Because first of all, I don't know if you know this. I've been wanting to talk to you for years. I didn't tell you that, but I've known about, you know, this photo showed up about 8 years ago, and again, like you, like maybe like 40 Grit here and Dane here, maybe you guys saw this photo, and it's just like I was telling you earlier, John, you know, for us, you know, we're huge Van Halen like fanatics, and anytime there's like a new photo that shows up of like Eddie playing something else that we never saw before, we have to know about it. You know, we have to, like, what is that?
I totally get it.
What is that thing? So for several years, we would see this photo right here, and we'd be looking at it like, what is that? Is that an Ibanez? Is that a Washburn? Is that a Deane? Like, what is that? And if you look really closely, like, is it striped? It looks like it's striped. But so for a long time, we really didn't know. Like, eventually we figured out, okay, John Gatto, it's called the Cat. We have a friend of ours also named Greg Renoff. He wrote a couple Van Halen books. He wrote one on Ted Templeman. He wrote one called Van Halen Rising. He had put out a tweet, I guess a few years ago, thanking me for letting him know about this guitar. But for a long time, this was the only photo of the guitar. And then maybe a few years ago, I end up finding this photo here. So right now I'm showing the photo of Roth with Edward, and Edward's playing the guitar. So we find this, and we're like, so wait a minute, that's that same weird guitar. Eddie's playing it. I wonder what song he's playing it on, because, you know, he normally uses a tremolo. There's no tremolo on it, it looks like. So maybe they're playing "You Really Got Me" or an encore, you know. So we still don't know what song he used the guitar on. But and I think I told you this as well, John. There's an account on Instagram called Very Strange Life, and they post a lot of Van Halen content, and they had posted this photo at one point, and they had said that they had heard possibly Edward had lost a bet because what was it? I told you this earlier. He wouldn't eat gator because they're in Louisiana, so he had to play this guitar on stage. I don't know if that's true. That's what this guy captioned the photo with, saying he didn't know if it was true, but that's something he had heard. And again, this is another Instagram account. Like, they know when it comes to this stuff, they know what they're talking about.
Right.
So
yeah, I wouldn't know. Again, you know, the thing that probably is more important to me and more important to my heart is that he had it. Whether he had to play it on a bet, he kept it. Because he could have gotten rid of it the next month after I gave it to him. He could have given it away, you know, and never, ever be seen again with it. But the photographs that you sent me the other day showing, you know, close-ups of the guitar, you know, believe me, I did a massive study on those pictures, and it is by 100% the guitar I gave him. In every way, shape, or form. Even the guitar case is the case. There's only one case that fits that guitar. So so that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that you know, 42 years later, it still exists. So you know.
So here's the rest of the story. Okay, so again, for a long time we saw this photo. We finally figured out, oh, it's called the Cat. John Gatto, you know, it was his. Would you say that was your signature guitar?
It was a signature guitar that I used for a number of years. Mm-hmm. Then later on, you know, I got endorsed by other companies, and then I started using their products. Mm-hmm. In the last 10 years, I've been using Gretsch. Is something that, you know, I've been using. But yeah, it sort of became a little bit of a trademark. And, you know, again, it wasn't given to him because of that. It was just given to him because he was putting guitars together and the joke was sort of like, well, here I found a guy that could make these guitars, and it wasn't that expensive to have made, and I really didn't care what happened to them on the road. You know, the 59 Cherry Burst that I would bring on the road, or the anniversary 57 Gold Top anniversary, it'd be like it would be guarded all the time. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't want to go through that. And so I had a bunch of these made up, these cat guitars, and I just thought it went along with the idea of the good rats and a cat. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of, I think you told me earlier. So it's like a guitar you would take out and not, you wouldn't have to be, really worried about it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. As a matter of fact, the pickups that are in that cat guitar were made by a company called Mighty Mite. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if that company still exists, okay, but those pickups were actually dipped in wax, mm-hmm. which, of course, later on we found out that Eddie was doing that also. Back in those early years, experimentation was a very important part of what we now know is because of the experimentation that we did back in the early days. Mm-hmm. So, I came from a time period where we would be taking pickups out of guitars and putting them in and trying this and trying that and trying this. And he was also doing that. And though I'm, maybe a few years older than he is, okay, I was already doing that. So it was sort of like it just was a match to say to him, here's a guitar, just because you're a fellow guitar player and I just want to give it to you. So that's really what the whole thing was about. Like I said, I wasn't out there trying to market it, mm-hmm. Or trying to sell these in masses. It was just something close to me, and I just wanted to share it with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know we've talked a few times over the past few days. We've talked about the guitar, how it has two pickups. Normally Edward would take the neck pickups out of his Les Pauls. So it's interesting how he left the neck pickup in there, and there's all kinds of, unfortunately we might, we'll never know, a lot of stuff, but we're hoping by talking about this today that, whoever, took like this particular photo here, hopefully there's got to be more photos out there of Edward playing this guitar.
Yeah, absolutely. There has to be. I spoke to a friend of mine, Mark Weiss. Mark Weiss is a excellent photographer. He did so many photos from every rock star you can imagine, mm-hmm. and he has a great book out also with his photos. Mm-hmm. And I called him, and I had said to him, "Is there a photograph did you take a photograph of Eddie ever playing the cat guitar?" And he had said to me, he goes, "I never took one." He goes, "But I know there is a picture because I've seen it." And that was way prior to even that picture coming up on the internet. So
okay.
Whoever took this photograph, if he has one, he's got to have a few more. Mm-hmm. And if he's listening tonight, I hope he gets in contact with you, Johnny, because it would be great to see more photos of it. Even if Eddie used it for one performance, or maybe he used it for a couple of performances, we don't know. But it would be great if there are photos. It would be something I could put in my scrapbook and sort of make it complete, after all these years.
Yeah.
But just to let you know, those little switches on the guitar, there's one toggle switch, okay, that does the rhythm, middle, and treble pickup, and the little mini switches at that time were splitting the coils.
Okay.
So that's what those little mini switches are there.
I'm going to show you guys these photos. Now, this is where the story continues, okay? Somebody posted some photos to Facebook of a guitar that looked a lot like this. And her name's Lori. She messaged me. She sent me the photo. She's like, Johnny, look at this. She's like, Johnny, look at this. What do you think of this? Is this legit? Is this like, what is this? And I saw it, and immediately, here, I'll show you guys the photo. I saw the guitar, and I immediately knew of the photo of Edward playing the guitar, the cat guitar. And so I saw this, and at first it's like, well, I can't be 100%, like, because people make replicas of, like I was telling you earlier, John, people make replicas of Van Halen guitars. It's possible somebody, even just from that one photo of Edward playing the guitar, that one, somebody could technically make a guitar that looked like that and kind of fake, the rest of it, whatever. But when I look at it, I see that signature up there. It says to Glenn, and it's signed. That, to me, I'm like, that's his signature. That's not Ford's. That actually looks like his signature. So what happened was, they get in touch with me, and then somebody else who took the pictures, I got a hold of, and they told me, and I asked them if I could repeat this, and they said yeah. So apparently, what happened was, I guess, let me make sure to look. I guess Edward gave this guitar away to. Let me see. Let me make sure I get this right. Let's see. Eddie gave this to his cousin. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so the guy that owns the guitar now used to work at a gym in Pasadena in the early 90s. And Eddie's cousin used to frequent the gym, but his cousin got in trouble. And so he came in and he offered to trade this guitar for a bicycle at a gym in Pasadena. So it sounds like that's what happened. The guy owns it, and then later on, after months and months, Eddie's cousin, I guess, becomes friend with the guy that owns the guitar. He tells him he's going over to the Van Halen house for Thanksgiving. And so the guy that now owns the guitar said, hey, can I give you the guitar to get signed? So he gives it along with some albums and a T-shirt. And so he gives this stuff back to Eddie's cousin. Eddie's cousin takes it back to the Van Halen house. Eddie signs. I guess Eddie and Alex, signed all these records. And then Eddie signs the guitar. Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like that's where it's at now. But so I get these photos and I contact you. I send you this like these photos of this guitar. I'm like, was this your guitar? And literally, like 10 seconds after I hit send, you called me. You literally called me right back. And you're like, where did you get this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, my name's Johnny Beane. I do a Van Halen show, exclusively Van Halen Tuesdays. Johnny Beane TV. Make sure to subscribe. I tell you I do a Van Halen show, and I'm interested in talking about this guitar, but I have to make sure it's the real deal. And I send you these photos, and you're telling me, you're like, that's the real thing.
Yeah, it's the real thing. There's no question about it. I mean, I had it in my hands, and I know what was made, and it is it. The plaque that's on there is the plaque. If you look at the photograph, I mean, even the screws that are holding the pickguard, that the underneath part is like a mirror paint, and as you could see, it's worn out and stuff, and that's also because there was a tape on there. If you see where the signature is, he had tape on that headstock, not the headstock, on the head of the cat,
like on the face.
Okay, so yeah, on the face. Yeah. And if you look at the photograph there, you can see that there's tape up there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the tape was removed for him to sign it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that there's absolutely no question, and even the way the thing is shaped and the lock straps that are on there, every detail. And then if you look at the headstock of the guitar, the front view of it, there is a piece of tape on there. Now, on that headstock, it does say the cat guitar, it's a gold decal.
I've got the
Okay.
photo of your guitar where you can clearly
Yeah,
see the
if you
headstock
wanna
where it
see it.
says the cat. Yeah.
Right. And also the headstock of the cat has little ears on it. Unfortunately, you can't see it there, but if you look at the ones that I sent you, they're on the floor lined up. You can see that there's ears. Okay. And if you see the gold there, it says the cat. Now, if you really look closely at that photograph, of the closer photographs that you got sent to you, if you look, the piece of tape that's covering that is the piece of tape that was actually on the face of the cat's silhouette. In other words, whoever took the tape off to sign it kept the tape and put it on top of the headstock of the guitar. So if you look very closely, you could actually see the tail end of the logo, because I know how the cat script was done for the decal. So that is 100%, the color of the rosewood that was used. It's 100% the original guitar that I gave him in '81. Yeah, it had the mirror. In fact, it had the mirror pick guard also in the back where the controls were. It's legit. And that guitar was a bunch of about 5 guitars that I got, and I do believe that the natural one was the first. The cherry one, which is the one that Van Halen got, was the second, and then it went on. I had gotten a white one, a black one, and then that's when it changed to the photograph that you see that I sent you, where they're lined up on the floor. Those are I made them change it, where it's half a pick guard, and that one there is because it's got the Floyd Rose on it. I just changed the pick guard and made it 1 pickup instead of the 2. So that was just a transition that was more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, he's that natural one there is one of the 3 that initially had come out.
Wow.
So that's in fact, if you look at that one, if you get closer, you could see I took one of the knobs out and I dowed it with a piece of natural wood there. And also the stop tail piece that was originally on there. There's 2 dowels there also, where to cover up the holes from the stop tail piece. And that Floyd Rose that's on that guitar, by the way, is the first production of the Floyds with the fine tuners on it, where the fine tuners are not black, they are actually brass.
Yeah.
On that, if you look close. And the other guitar, the one that's not a cat guitar, but in the photograph that I sent you, it has a cartoon guitar on it. That Floyd Rose was the introduction that I got to Floyd Rose, which, if you note, there is no Floyd Rose name on the actual mechanism. The Floyd Rose name came when they first started marketing them.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I mean, and I could always send you clearer photographs of anything that you'd want to see, even if you want to see the inside cavity of the route out that's there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. So again, it's a little part of history in a sense. For me, it's probably more so because, again, I was, in a touring band and we did, we sell records. I mean, I've been on 8-track, cassette, 45s, LPs, and now me on Spotify and everything else that's out there in the marketplace. So I've run that whole gamut of stuff. And just knowing that my one share of a guitar is to him, makes I guess a great little story, But again, anybody listening or, you guys there, if there's any pictures that you'd want, of more close-up shots of anything, cat guitar oriented, I can give that to you at any time. Unfortunately, the only thing I can't give you is the Van Halen guitar, other than the photographs that Johnny sent me, unless we could get our hands on it. And I did mention to Johnny also that if the gentleman or whoever, if they ever decide to sell that and they want to get documentation from me, I certainly can give them documentation of that guitar. I do know every part of how that was built.
It does sound like possibly they're like so the photos were put out and they're kind of seeing what the reaction is. If there's, I think if anybody maybe knew anything about it, and like I said, there's only a handful of people that like including me, were really into this. Like we know, at least we knew that Edward had played this, but after I sent you the photos, you cleared everything else up. And then also, so when you gave the guitar to Edward, it was not striped, correct?
That's right. It was not striped. He obviously, again, I personally believe that he probably played it. Maybe he said, let me try it out. Maybe there was something of a sound that maybe interested him. That's if we don't go on that matter that he lost a bet. But for him to go out there, I'm sure he would not have gone out on stage the first time playing that guitar. That guitar would have had to been played certainly a little bit prior to him using it. Okay, I would imagine. I know if I'm on stage playing a gig, I'm not going to take a guitar that I just bought and bring it out on a stage. I'm going to play it a little bit, get used to it. So I'm assuming that he would have had to have done the same thing. So if in his mind he was going to try it out, I would think that he would have had to play it first and then try it live. Again, I believe that he tried it, he played it, he was getting so bigger and bigger as the weeks were going on from that point on anyway. And I'm sure with the endorsements and the idea of him wanting to build something that was maybe more for himself, but more certainly it became commercialized, right? Because they're selling them, correct? The Wolfgang guitars. So I'm sure even if I was him, I'd say, why would I even bother playing this for? I might as well just go and use what I'm using, right? I mean, he had every right to have his signature, not somebody else's guitar that somebody gave him. You know what I mean?
It was shortly, because this, if we look at the date on this photo, and actually we can say this really quickly. So you were saying, so you gave him the guitar on July 18, 1981? That's on the plaque.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I knew that I was going to go see him on that date. So I figured, well, might as well make it, legitimize it.
So you give him the guitar, July 18, and again, he had said to you, "Why are you giving me this?"
Correct.
And because people always wanted something from him. I mean, his entire career.
I don't know if people were asking for favors at that particular time in his career. Okay, but I mean, the words from him, and of course, one doesn't have to believe, anything that anybody says, but he said to me, he goes, "Why are you giving me this?" And I told you I'm giving it to you because a guitar player to a guitar player, okay, and I believe that you're going to be, so big, which of course he was, and he said nobody ever gave me anything before, and now. Whether that was true or whether he was being kind, whatever, but I don't think endorsements, I don't know, you guys know much more about this than I do because, you know what I mean, I'm just a guitar player, I admire his work, but you guys follow it, like a religious experience. So I don't know, if he was getting endorsements right after that, but I'm assuming that he probably did.
He did. That was fair warning, 1981 era. By 1982, 82, 83, he was with Kramer.
Yeah.
So it was right after that.
Yeah, of course. And, and a company approaching him and saying, listen, we want to put stripes or whatever it is, make it your model. Anybody would say, of course I'm going to do that. So this little cat guitar thing coming into possession really doesn't really mean anything in the big picture. But it had to have meant something for him. Again, I just keep going back to this. It would have had to have meant something, even if, a minuscule, for him to hold on to it. So either it was just going to go in his garage somewhere and just didn't have the heart to throw it out. Obviously he kept it, and whether he gave it to his cousin or a stranger, whatever the point is, I'm sure at that time that he gave it away, that was probably insignificant to him, So, that's the way I have to look at it. Trying to look at it in a real way, and also looking at it as a guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any guitar player ever wants to throw out something, right? If I gave you even a neck, you'd probably hold on to it until some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that that's what he did. And if he did keep it within the family, that's nice.
Again, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like he gave it to his cousin. His cousin gives it to a guy that works at a gym in exchange for a bicycle. And it sounds like a few months later, the guy that works at the gym says, "Oh, you're going to the Van Halen house? Can you take this and have it signed?" And that's when it got signed. It sounds like this all happened in 1992. So you gave him the guitar in 81. It sounds like he gave it away in 92, 91, 92.
Right.
That's what it sounds
again, holding on to it for 10 years, like I said, when I walked out of the Coliseum that night, it was totally up to him. Whether he kept it, whether he threw it out, whether he gave it to a roadie, you know what I mean? He could have given it to a little kid. It would not have mattered to me. It was just that moment of just giving him it. Okay. So, but again, I'm finding out this now, 42 years later, and it's still hanging around. So, it doesn't look like it was abused in any way. It looks like it was used in a way a guitar player would play it. So I'm happy for that. And again, the person who ends up with it, or if he decides to sell it, you know what? I hope he sells it for a good amount of money for himself, because it is a part of, I guess in a small way, it is a part of the Van Halen thing, because he did play it on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that.
It's definitely a part of Van Halen history, and it is. It's so unique, and I'm glad that we're finding out now what it is, where it is. At least it sounds like it's around, and whether it's for sale or not. But I just wanted to make sure that that it was the real deal. It was the real
Johnny,
thing.
Well, again, I got to thank you, for sending me those photographs, because like I said, I was just going to live with the fact that there was that one photograph that was on the internet, and I was just going to be happy knowing that that's what was circulating.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sent me those photographs, it was like an immediate, whoa, you mean it finally surfaced? We're getting to know something about it. I thought that it was perhaps you were the one that owned it.
I wish.
But yeah, but I wish you did too. But in any event, it was a real shocker to me, and it really did make my day. And that's why I called you up immediately, because it was like, well, I got to find out what's going on here. Because, I have always asked, in the last couple of years, anybody that, would have a photograph or something like that. And, nobody really could help, because, Wolfgang wasn't even born when I gave him that guitar. So it's like something like, I don't think his dad said, "Hey, listen, Wolfie, I got this guitar shaped like a cat." I'm sure the last thing on his mind would be that guitar. So I don't think that even Wolfgang even really knows about it, but maybe he does, because if it's a cousin, I'm sure that he must know something about it.
I mean, it's very possible, and you never know. He could be watching this right now, and so, I mean, yeah, I mean, Wolfgang, he wasn't born until 91. It sounds like the guitar was given away in 92, so he wouldn't even have been, he would have been 1 year old when the guitar left, was given away. So he might not even know anything about the guitar other than that photo himself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it really is a mystery, I guess, but it is unsolving itself, and which is great, because you become a Columbo, and helping find out what's going on with it. And if you do find out any other information, I know you're going to call me. And again, if the guy is listening and he's got it and he wants more information about the guitar, construction, whatever it is, to help with the sale, if he sells it, by all means, get in touch with me, because I'd be very happy to do that. There's even a brochure that was going with those guitars. Mm-hmm. And I do have the brochure. I just got to look it up, and I'll send you a photograph of that also.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because like I said, at one point, the idea was to kind of, make them more in a production, way.
Yeah.
But it just never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the story, So anyway, I mean, guys, you Van Halen guys that are there, I hope, somebody can find out more information, and I appreciate you giving me the time to discuss this. And again, Johnny, you really, really made a big thing here, because this whole thing would have been just a secret.
You're welcome, man. And so we got 40 Grit. Our friend 40 Grit is here. Do you have any questions about?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I got a couple.
So first of all, I'm going to have to repeat really quickly his question to you, because you can't hear him.
Yeah.
John. Okay. So 40 Grit.
He asked my first question, which was going to be the pickup, so they're Mighty Mites. My next question is
Hello?
I saw on the Natural.
Oh yeah, he's asking. He's talking.
It looks like the body's maple on the Natural
I'll
cat
repeat
guitar.
this to you in a second.
My question is what is the wood on the red guitar? Was it alder? Was it maple?
What kind of wood was the guitar made of?
So it's just one solid piece. They used a mahogany on it. Okay, there's no top or anything, but it's a two-piece body. There is a center seam, depending on how they covered up the seam, but there is a center seam. So it's one piece connected to the other piece. Mm-hmm. And I think on the Natural body one, which I didn't show you a picture of the back, you can see the seam.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I can, right down the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
The idea of that, Johnny, was to be inexpensive. The hardware is probably more expensive than it was, but that was not. Those were handmade, by the way. That wasn't, machined, computerized. It was handmade, so there was a template, and just used the same template. If you look at the way the neck connects to the body on the ones that I sent you that are lying down on the floor, they have a little bit more of a cutaway in there, just to reach in a little bit more on the higher frets. But other than that, pretty much are the same in construction, except for the woods that I used. One's a zebra wood one, the other one's a sparkle one. One I had painted in gold. It's actually a Les Paul gold. That's on the gold one that's there.
And
then I actually have go ahead.
You were telling me that later on you had an LED light put in?
Yeah. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I will send you a photograph. I have a 3/4 size cat guitar, and the whole fingerboard lights up.
So it's a kitten.
The thing that you have to keep in mind is that this was done early on. Like Olympic basses that came out had LEDs that lit up on the neck, correct? So this was early on, the ideas of putting these things together. Today, you kind of laugh at it because, you know, electronics today, you could do anything. But back then, everything wasn't so simple. You know, it really was a trial and error. But I made it work where you just put a 9-volt battery in, and once you connect the jack, the lights would turn on. So I'll send you that. And the natural one, if you look at the natural one there, I believe, okay, yeah. The gold one, I'm gonna send you a closer photograph of the gold one, but instead of dot inlays, they're actually brass cat paws that are crossing over the fingerboard. Yeah. So I'll send you a better photograph of that so you could see that. I had my luthier put that in after the guitar was built.
Johnny, does he still have the cartoon guitar?
So yeah, so you know, like I said, every month or every couple of months, you know, you think of a different idea and you say, yeah, let's try that, or let's try this, and let's see how that looks. And you know, it's sort of like what Van Halen was doing. You know, he put stripes on his guitar, or he took the pickup out, he put the you know, the toggle switch inside the guitar. I mean, that's what it was all about. It was really just trying to find something that you just like, you know, like that felt comfortable to yourself. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's all.
So the cartoon guitar, the one with the Floyd Rose on it, do you still own that one?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I started out very young being a guitar collector, and I got a very, very great collection of guitars. And but with that, you know, I also always had some ideas. I actually have a guitar that you would laugh. I have a built-in guitar tuner in between where the two pickups go. This was done in the early 70s. Okay, nowadays they have guitar tuners built in the guitar. I had a Korg tuner actually installed in a Strat body guitar that when you put the jack in, it automatically turned the tuner on, and it would stay on throughout the whole, you know, the performance. But you know, now if you show that to somebody today, somebody would say, well, wow, the big thing sticking in the middle of the body of the guitar. But at that time, there were no snorkel tuners, and there was no, you know, little tuners that you could put on the headstock. It didn't exist. So you actually had to take a real live tuner and put it inside that guitar. So, you know, I did a lot of experimentation back in the day, you know, and you know, you just trial and error. And then, you know, 20 years later, 30 years later, it's become the norm now to see that in guitars.
Yeah.
You know, but
so many. You ever go to the NAMM show?
Yes, I have. I used to go quite a bit. As a matter of fact, here's a great Van Halen story for you. So a music store that's out here on Long Island, I was very good friends with the owners, and they were going to the NAMM show, and I wrote a letter. In fact, that photograph is posted on the internet. I wrote Eddie Van Halen a letter and gave it to the guys, and when they saw him, they gave him the letter, and there's a picture of the two guys and the letter. Van Halen's holding the letter. Okay, now if you can't find that in the internet, I will get that photograph and send it to you. Okay, the name of the store at the time was called Focus 2 Guitar Center. Okay, and they had 3 locations out here on Long Island, New York. And they wanted to meet Eddie, and I made that letter the introduction letter, so that when they approached him and gave him the letter, they knew who these guys were through myself. So Eddie has always been a really nice guy in any type of situation like that, and you know, I have to appreciate that.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I will find that photograph for you and send. In fact, I think Eddie was wearing a yellowish kind of jacket, if I remember, like maybe a satin jacket. I don't recall exactly, but I will find that photograph.
It was a
and I
NAMM
will
show?
send it to you. Yeah, it was at one of the NAMM shows.
The yellow jacket. That was 40 grit. What year was that? See,
What's
we
that?
can tell you.
What's that?
You know the photos of Eddie at NAMM wearing the yellow jacket? You ever see those? I'm talking 40 grit right now. There's the yellow. That's like late 80s. 86, 7?
Yeah, it was
8?
definitely in the 80s. No question about it.
Yeah.
So I gave him the guitar in 81, whenever that NAMM show was, when he wore that jacket. So let's say it was a couple of years after. He didn't forget, because he could have taken that letter and said to these guys, you know, hi, nice to meet you, goodbye, right? But he's got the letter in his hand. You know, he's got the actual letter inside the envelope. So he ready to put the letter back in, and they snapshotted it. So that is out there. So like I said, if I come across it, I will.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Johnny, the Floyd Rose.
40 grit has a question. Yes.
The Floyd Rose on the cartoon guitar. Did he get that from Ed, or did he get that from Floyd Rose?
The Floyd Rose on the cartoon guitar. Where did you get that?
So I got that from Eddie through the connection to Floyd.
Awesome.
That's really cool,
poster,
man. That's really cool.
And that poster, if you look at that poster with Floyd and Eddie on it,
on the motorcycle?
Yeah, if you go closer, you'll see Eddie Van Halen guitar pick on the tank, the left-handed tank of gas. It's mounted on there. It's the tortoiseshell one with the gold print. I don't know what tour that was, though.
That pick? It could have been. Well, that photo is from 88, 87. That photo's from like 87. So that photo or that guitar pick could be from like 84, maybe.
Something like that. I don't know.
It's an earlier one.
I had a couple of them, and I think that one is on there, and I think I have one more saved.
Johnny, have him send pictures over of the cartoon guitar.
Oh, can you send us more photos of the cartoon guitar?
Yeah, the bridge.
Like
sure.
The bridge of it and stuff.
Yeah. I can't do it at this moment, but yes, I can.
Yeah. And then can I show a photo? Remember I was telling you, but there's an Instagram for the Good Rats. There's an Instagram. It's called Official Good Rats. I found a photo on there. I think that's you. It's a photo of you playing one of the guitars.
Yeah, was it the red guitar?
No, it's like natural.
Oh, okay. That's the natural. If it's a natural one, that's the natural one that I sent you the photo of.
Okay. It's you, and there's a guy pointing at you.
Oh, that's the singer, probably. Yeah. That's the natural one. That's the one that I sent you today. Except that, see, it had two pickups in it. I took the two pickups out. I put a red humbucker in the rear and then changed the pick guard. So that's the same one, yeah.
So that's the same one that's in the case. This one. Yeah.
That's the same one that I sent you the picture of today that you posted.
Oh, I see. Because I see the dowels for the trem piece. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. As you can see, it actually looks much sleeker with the pickguard being more pointed at the foot of the cat. You know what I mean? If you look at the other photograph, it looked, you could see it's more like the Van Halen one that he got, except that it's got a mirror pickguard instead of the black pickguard. Yeah.
It makes it look more like Explorer-ish.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, you see what the shape of the pickguard does?
Yeah.
It looks better going out to the horn.
Because of that, like I said, we keep trying. Yeah, if you look at it, it's got the same configuration. It's got the toggle switch, the two mini switches, and then if you look at the revamped version of it, that's gone.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the pickup and the volume.
Yeah.
And
right. And then if you look at
And then Edward, the one you gave Edward, it has like a 3-way and two mini toggles.
Right. Yeah. So the toggle switch does the rhythm pickup, both pickups, and the treble pickup, and then the toggle switches put the pickups in single coil.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah. And if you look, and just one more thing, since we're on the electronic part of it, if you look at the photograph I sent you with the cats on the ground lying down, there's actually a cat eye that I put in there. That became the toggle switch instead of using the regular Gibson toggle switch. So if you can get closer into those photographs there, you see the 4 guitars, there's actually a cat, I call it a cat eye. There's an eye right in the head of the cat, and that turned into the toggle switch.
That turned into the toggle?
Right. It pushed it in.
Oh, you push it in, and is that the one? It becomes an LED.
Yes, it doesn't light. That doesn't light up, but the eye changes color.
Okay.
Some switches were black and blue. Some were black and green. Some were. So I tried to use different. Yeah, you see, there's an eye there. In fact, that red one happened to end up being my favorite that I used with the band for a number of years.
Wow. And so that's you right there.
Yeah.
There's John.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
So
wow. Incredible.
Yeah, so like I said, every month or every couple of months, a new idea would come into the mind and go, let's get rid of the toggle switch and let's do an eye, make it look more like a cat running, just trying to perfect it,
So you're a big cat person?
Yeah. Well, I love all animals. Okay,
yes.
But yeah, I'm a cat person. I got 4 cats walking around me as I'm speaking to you now. Yeah, they're unique animals. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All little personalities and stuff. It's great.
Mine got me today. I was folding laundry and I was folding like a napkin, like a cloth napkin, and my cat went up and got me in the finger. So it's really ironic how we're talking about this today, and this happens.
Yeah, well, see, it was a cat day.
It's gonna start to itch,
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a cat. His name's Ned, and everybody loves him. I'll show him. I think he's sleeping. I'll show you him really quickly.
Yeah, please.
But dude, this has just been amazing. This has been amazing.
Well, again, Johnny, I got to tell you, thank you very much because, like I said, this would have been hidden. Like I said, if I was, I'm sure, in the way a lot of young kids think today, probably the first thing would be, let's have photographs and back in those days, there was no cell phones. There was no way of taking photographs. I wasn't one of these guys. I mean, we played with so many artists. I'd never I would talk to them. We would hang out together, but I never did, let's take the picture together. Because to me, I knew what I was doing. I didn't really share it with anybody else. And the same thing applied with that guitar. It was just given to him, forgotten about it. You know what I mean? Like, I know he had it. That's where it stood. It wasn't like trying to get anything out of it. It wasn't my intention. The only thing now, because of resurfacing, it's nice to talk about it because I don't think there are, too many people that I know or that actually gave Eddie Van Halen a guitar other than a manufacturer that offered him a deal,
Like I kind of said earlier, everybody always wanted something from him. I mean, he was he was very very cautious, I guess. You read interviews and stuff, but he would give guitars away. He would give stuff away, to managers, to, he would give away, mostly production guitars. But this is one of those rare stories. Like, you never would have heard this, him giving it, to a cousin who ended up trading it for a bicycle. I mean, it's such a I mean, it's stuff that we love. Just incredible stories. So
well, again, that is the story. That is the truth. You know, this is how it all happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm certainly not going to hire somebody to build cat guitars. You know what I mean? What I've got is what I've got. You know, I donated one to the Long Island Music Rock and Roll Long Island Music Hall of Fame. So I gave them one because we got inducted in 2018. So I just
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So you know, just I love the hand clap. So I'm just you know, keeping what I've got and you know will it to somebody, you know, when that time comes, you know. But other than that, you know, I appreciate it. I appreciate you reached out to me, and obviously we're buds now. We're friends. If I'm in the California area, I'm certainly going to look you up. And you know, please stay in touch with me, and thank you, and thank you to your cast of characters that are there with you tonight.
Yeah, well, one of them left. 40 Grit is still here. 40 Grit, do you have any last questions or comments?
No, just tell him thanks for sharing his story, man. Super cool. And if you could send those pictures over, it'd be really cool to see that cartoon guitar.
Okay, he says thank you, and if you could send us some photos of that cartoon guitar, he would love to see that one.
Yes, absolutely. Just give me sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
When I get into the room with the guitars, I will take the photographs and I'll send them to you, Johnny, and
okay,
you could pass them on.
Okay. All right. Great.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Great.
So listen, guys. Good night. Thank you, and Van Halen.
Van Halen. Thank you so much, John. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. John Gatto from the Good Rats.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy. So many questions are coming up the whole time. I'm going, oh my God. You know, I didn't want to bombard the guy though, you know.
I already talked to him for like 3 or 4 hours just on the phone over the last few days. And because like I said, these photos, they surfaced. Lori, this woman named Lori who runs a Van Halen group, she contacted me saying, hey, do you know anything about this guitar? She thought it was like a fake post. She was, because, I run a Van Halen site, exclusively Van Halen on Facebook. And I know what it's like. People post stuff all the time. There's, whatever. And she contacted me. She's like, is this legit? And I saw it and I'm like, well, that signature looks real. Let me look into it. Let's take a call really quickly. Chris. Oh, it's video. What's up, man?
How are you, mate?
I'm good. Where are you at? We're still live, by the way.
I'm at home. I just woke up, man.
Oh, you just woke up. Chris King from Facebook.
Pleased to meet you, mate.
You too. Here, I'll show you guys. There's Chris. You guys are always wondering the guy Chris in the chat. The only guy that watches us on Facebook, that's him. That's the only guy that watches on Facebook. And he just woke up.
Pleased to meet you, Johnny.
You too. Did you just tuned in?
I got told on my Facebook thing that I can't make any more comments for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's why I thought I'd call you. So they should call that guitar the Ned guitar, mate. Now, because you
the Ned guitar.
You reunited that guitar with John, so you should call it the Ned guitar.
That's a good idea. I'm thinking I'd like one of those guitars.
Same, yeah. I'm thinking
those are
about
cool.
making one.
Those are really cool. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about making one, mate. So that'd be cool. Sorry about the hair, mate.
Oh, no worries. No worries. There he is. So cool.
Yeah.
Dude, so if you just tuned in, we were just talking to a guy that he had these guitars that were in the shape of a cat. He gifted one to Eddie Van Halen back in 1981.
Yeah, I know.
Eddie played it, looked like for one show.
Yep.
We had no idea what it was. And then somebody contacts me with photos of it. and I do some research. I contact John, the guy, the original guy. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe what he was seeing.
Yeah, no, same here. It's crazy, man.
So
that's really, really cool, man. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Because I saw that guitar years ago, and I always wondered, like, what's going on here, And thanks to you, thanks to your show, I get to see it. Oh. So that's awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome, man. Is that your neighborhood?
Do you like the view? Do you like the view?
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I'll talk to you soon, mate. I'll let you go.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh, thanks for the kisses.
Cheers, brother.
All right. I'll see you later.
Cheers, man.
All right. Bye-bye. There's Chris King from he's the guy that watches us on Facebook. He's the only guy. Dakota wins the giveaway. You guys, don't forget we're giving away a Van Halen Life magazine tonight. Unless 40 Grit wants to give us that photo he just bought from Dane.
Oh, yeah. No, maybe next week. No. I did see one comment from Johnny HD. He said, it said, Ed used to have Mighty Mite pickups on, I think, of the Frank or the B, and this cat has a Mighty Mite. So it either influenced his pickup choice or sounded right already. So, yes. I agree. I know for a fact that many pickups went through the Frankenstein, but the Explorer, the Shark guitar, still does have a Mighty Mite in it, from what I understand. So, Yep, I think that he's correct. I think he may have already been influenced because the Shark guitar would have been before Fair Warning, and either way, the coil splits were cool. So I mean, there's so much stuff to talk about on that guitar. I mean, like it's just like endless for me. But I think that natural one is maple, because if you look at the figure on it, it looks very maple to me. It's definitely not ash and definitely not mahogany because it's the wrong color. So I'm thinking that that natural one's probably maple, and that's why I wanted to ask the question about the red one. But he said it was mahogany. So yeah. So probably a set neck, Les Paul style. So that's probably what's going on there. He did say, I don't know if he said it was, I don't think he said it was neck through. He said it was 2-piece. So I'm assuming that it's a set neck on it. It looks like it's a set neck. So
let's see. Let's look again really quickly. I mean, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Dang. I can't believe we're seeing this. I know for most of you guys, you're like, what? It's just, whatever. No, I mean, this is major Van Halen guitar breaking news, because we've wondered about this photo for years, what that was.
The other thing is, what he thought was cool is go back to the picture. If you go back to the front picture, you can see where the tape was removed up in the top where he signed. And he said that he had moved the tape to the top of the headstock. And now the top of the headstock, the tape is still on the top of the headstock instead of throwing the tape away. So that's
it looks like
cool
it actually has guitar picks stuck to it.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's guitar picks. That's incredible. And if you notice, there's a bunch of signed vinyls.
That is legitimately his signature right there.
Oh yeah,
that's not easy to do, So
and that is definitely his signature from Carnal Knowledge era, because his signature changed over the years.
Yep.
If you guys like us, 40 guys like we know, like his signature way back in the day, he actually spelled out Edward. So you could see more of his, the first name, Edward Van Halen. So it was a longer signature in the earlier days. And then 91, 92, it changed to that. And that's definitely, the Music Man era signature. I have a signed CD where that's the exact same signature, same shape. And then later on, the signature, got smaller. Yeah. And then he would date the signatures as well.
I'm looking at mine right now. I'm sitting here looking at it going, okay, I see the similarities, but this one is the very similar to that was 98. that picture that I have up there, that signature that I have up there. So yeah, very, very similar.
Yeah.
Somebody just said that the guitar is going to be worth bank after the show. Yeah, great job, Johnny, getting that guy on and stuff, man. That was really cool hearing that guy talk about.
Well, I mean, so as far as the guy that owns the guitar, it sounds like, he got it from Eddie's cousin. I guess I think the photos came out because they're looking to see what the reaction is, like, if he's thinking of selling it, maybe. So, but again, before, I got the photos. Thank you again to Lori from the Eddie Van Halen Facebook group. She originally sent me the photo and she asked me what I thought, if it was legit. And that's when I got in touch with John, the guy that gave it to Edward. And he said, that's definitely the real deal. So I wanted to make sure it was legit before I even talked. We wouldn't be talking about this if that wasn't legit, because I don't spread rumors, talk about whatever, this is exclusively Van Halen. We talk about the real deal here. Thank you. That's what we do. We don't gossip. Yeah. So it looks like it's real.
We need to find out who Glenn is. Glenn's going to be an important part. We got to figure out who Glenn is. We got to figure out, that needs to be figured out. And,
I have a contact to Glenn. So I can get in touch if they're watching this. And again, I ask permission. I'm like, hey, can I tell this? And they're like, yeah.
Well, Glenn's going to know when he signed it, how he signed it, why he signed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, again, it looks like he signed it in 1992 because he signed a T-shirt from Carnal Knowledge Area 92, and that's definitely a 92 signature. That's how you can tell forgeries. Actually, there was somebody signed. I saw a signed something else because, I run a Van Halen group on Facebook. I saw something else that was signed. It was a guitar. Maybe they sent it into this show. Maybe there was a photo. Somebody had a signed guitar. Oh, it was like a PV or something. And it was signed on the back. It was signed Edward Van Halen, but it was a PV Van Halen guitar. And the signature looked too much like Eddie's signature from like the late 70s. So it didn't add up. And I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's legit. Because they had faked the signature, but it didn't look like a current signature for that era of guitar. Right. So
new band says they're gonna EVH is gonna make a new EVH Gatto.
Maybe. I mean that was another question, that I had, or something that I told John. I told him this because of photos like this. We know, we personally know people that they're crazy about Van Halen guitars. They'll build themselves replicas, of something, but you can't really tell what it is. Like, is it actually striped? Like we couldn't tell for years. Mm-hmm. It looks like maybe it is. It has tape on it. Who knows? So somebody could probably fake that somewhat. That's why I was cautious. That's why I had to get a hold of John to make sure this was the real deal and not like a forgery that somebody made. And he's like, nope. See that plaque? I did that. That's legit.
And that pickup's mirrored. The pickup is mirrored. It's not white. Did you catch that when he said that?
Huh? Oh, the pick guard.
The pick guard is mirrored. It's not white.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, it's mirrored. So the thing is now, because these photos are out there, I can see people, building one of these just to have in their Van Halen collection of guitars. I could see somebody now taking these and building, something that looked like it. I could definitely see that.
Well, that Rob Johnson guy was in the chat. I saw him comment on the whale tail Floyd Rose that was on the cartoon guitar. So he'll probably have that in his arsenal of awesome guitars in no time. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Rob. Somebody like Rob is he still there? Rob, are you here? Somebody like Rob would definitely build one of those.
Yep. Yeah.
Rob, if you build one, build me one because I like it.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. You know, like we said, John, we love cats.
I want to see that Floyd Rose. The reason why I want to see that Floyd Rose, and that's why I asked a question about who he got it from. He said he got it from Ed through Floyd Rose. Mm-hmm. So Floyd Rose gave it to Ed, and Ed gave it to him. Mm-hmm. So Steve Lukather also talked about having number 2. He's got the number 2 Floyd Rose, I believe, is what Steve Lukather said. So all these, I mean, there can't be that many first prototypes of those, because those are all hand done by him. So, I think
Brad Gillis has one.
Brad Gillis has
from
one.
Night Ranger. He has one. So, Floyd would make them themselves. So there's got to be, a handful of ones. And there's me and Floyd, NAMM show some years back. There's got to be, just a handful that were given to several artists, such as John Gatto, such as Eddie Van Halen, Brad Gillis, Lukather, people like that.
I think I would have that Floyd Rose in a safe deposit box. Mm-hmm. Getting that from Edward Van Halen, So it's going to be it's going to be cool to see close-up pictures of that Floyd Rose. Mm-hmm. So I look forward to that as well.
I'll send those to you as soon as John sends me those. I'll send those to you. And let me just go ahead and start collecting comments for the giveaway. You guys, comment. We got how many people? We got 80 people here. Everybody, press the number 1 right now in the chat. Press the number 1. I didn't have the comments. I had to route my phone through my laptop to get this possible today. So we're just now collecting comments for the giveaway. We're giving away a Van Halen Life magazine today. So everybody press number 1 right now in the chat. If you can hear me, press 1. Please. And we'll give that away. That's craziness, dude. And I know to a lot of people, they're like, what? But no, to me personally, this is a very big deal.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people talking about this between now and the next couple of days. I mean, this will go viral amongst the Van Halen because this is a guitar that's been seen but not seen and now talked about all at one time.
Yes, and talked about from the guy that actually gave it away.
Gave it to him, yeah.
The guy that actually knows what it is. It wasn't like somebody, sitting there on a panel on YouTube, saying like, oh, I think he said this. No, this is the real thing. Mm-hmm. So
that's cool, man. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
He's in Rhode Island, he said. Is that what he said? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So he said John he lived out in LA for a while. Yeah, we've talked a bunch over the past few days. We've talked for hours and hours, and very, very. And I wasn't kidding when I said earlier. I'm like, I tried to get a hold of you years ago. When we first started doing these shows, I've been doing these shows for like 8 years, and years ago, myself and somebody else that was on with me, we had talked about. I wonder if we could get John Gatto, because we knew about that guitar, but and here we are now, Yeah, New York. He's texting me right now.
Crazy,
John. Man. He's in Long Island, New York. John, call back. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh, Long Island, New York. I thought you said Rhode Island. Okay, he's in Long Island.
Oh, Long Island.
Yeah. Okay.
Long Island. Yeah.
Man, that's cool, man. That's really, really, really cool.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely.
And that Gator story was great. The story about the Gator was great too. Like he had lost a bet.
Well, yeah, but see, that's not sure. That's kind of like they're called Very, Very Strange Life. Is it Very Strange Life on Instagram? Yeah. That's something. When they had posted that photo of Edward playing the guitar, the only photo that was known until the photo of Edward and Roth together. He had heard, the guy that runs the Instagram had heard that, but that's not verified, whether that's legit or not. But it is interesting, because he would have had the guitar. John would have given him that guitar just a couple months earlier. Mm-hmm. So, and the fact that there's a plate on the guitar that says the date of when he gave it to him and his name, I mean, that's awesome. And again,
on that one picture,
would have known that.
On that one picture, it says when the picture was taken of him playing it. So it'd be cool to go back and find, okay, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So that makes sense with the gator.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, who knows? But Baton Rouge, Louisiana would be known for that.
So we got to figure out who took this photo. Whoever took this, they must have more. So if you're watching this, if you know anything about this photograph, please contact me. I do, you can get a hold of me here on my phone number's here, everything. We would like to find out if you have any more photos of this, these are like the only 2 photos that we know of Edward playing the guitar. But then again, now having actual photos of the close-ups of the actual guitar, I mean, it's just incredible. And the fact that Edward striped it up. Mm-hmm. Those stripes from the gaffer's tape were not on there when John gave him the guitar. He striped it up later.
Yep.
To use.
That's cool, man.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesomeness. Awesome sauce. Okay. All right, what time is it? I don't know. Any questions? In the chat, any questions? Comments? Dane disappeared, but I know he usually about 6 o'clock he leaves anyway.
Yeah, he like I said, he had said last night that he'd been leaving early because of the heat out here. I think everybody shuts down over there. So
that's cool. Ask Zolzauer. He might know who took the photo.
That's a good point.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. We know that it wasn't Mark Weiss because he asked Mark Weiss. He said he didn't take it.
Mark Weiss knew about the photo.
Yeah, but he didn't take it though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Wow. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. So
cool show.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me see. As far as other Van Halen news, I mean, this is the big news. But again, Mammoth WVH, they're going to do a tour with Nita Strauss. That's coming up. Sammy Hagar's been playing. They played in Vegas a couple nights ago, the Circle. They're actually playing around here Friday, I think.
I watched the Hagar interview last night with Eddie Trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it?
I watched it live.
Yeah.
They do those live on Wednesdays.
Yeah. I watched it last night. He's always a good watch, man. He's always got something cool going on. So
Sammy's awesome.
Yep, great guy.
Sammy's cool.
Still to this day, so this is cool. Still to this day, he would post when he first started getting active on Instagram, and I found that Hagar didn't do his Instagram when he first started it. And then, like, as it went on, he started posting, and then he started getting active on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Buddy, I caught him at the right time, and I still have the picture in my phone. It's right here. I was on Instagram, and it said, Sammy Hagar is live, or Sammy Hagar just posted. So I immediately, and I had probably sent this question 50 million times to him. Sammy, where's the red Kramer from the 5150 tour? And he never responded. And I hit him right at the right time, and he responded. And he said that it is in a storage unit in Florida. And he said that he's going to be pulling a lot of those guitars out. But he said that guitar is in a storage unit in Florida. I was shocked that guitar isn't out and, like, being utilized. But that guitar, that's a JK1000. I'm pretty sure Robbie would confirm that. But that was a JK1000 that... It was a JK1000 neck. It may have been a Beretta body, but it was definitely a JK1000 headstock. So it's a Focus looking headstock. So if you go back and look at those, it's not a tilt. And but yeah, he said that guitar is in storage. And a friend of mine has a JK1000 that's the same color as that, which also kind of confirms that that color is very unique. It's not the deep ruby red. It's a lighter. Correct, the one with the 55 sticker on it from the 5150 tour.
I have a photo of him holding the guitar on the beach, 87 era. If I can find it. It was a miracle that I found that photo of Roth and Edward in 81 with Eddie playing the cat guitar. It was a miracle I found that on my phone. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found it. Okay, here's what you're talking. Here's the one you're talking about right here. Yeah, I've got so many Van Halen photos. I have thousands of Van Halen photos on my phone. Stuff that's like just incredible. Okay, there's that guitar right there.
Correct. Look at that headstock.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like possibly a smaller.
Hey, look at this. Oh my God, it's so cool. Hey, look at this. I found it. So let me see if I can.
Let's see. Are we connected on Instagram? Let's see. MSP5153, that's you? Do you still have the red Kramer? I think so. I got lots of guitars. It's probably in the keys somewhere. Oh, right on. Right on, man.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
That is a cool looking Kramer. I would like to have that Kramer. I would pay big money for that Kramer. I'd get myself in trouble if that guitar came up for sale because, I mean, like, think back to when we never really had a good concert to watch until Live Without a Net came out. And then Sammy was all over the stage with that guitar. I was like, oh, my God, that red Kramer. I'd like to have that red Kramer, you know? Oh,
that
wait. Robbie commented, good neck ESP. So, so probably a JK headstock, right, Robbie? I would think that. Okay, cool. Yeah, he said definitely JK ESP neck. So cool. So I was right. Thank God Robbie commented because I wouldn't be wrong about that.
Robbie. Again, if you guys want a signed Robbie photo, contact us, and we'll get those out to you guys. Man, let's see. I wanted to show you one more thing here, talking about the Sammy Hagar guitars. Let's see, there was that one, and then here's like a rare. Is this here's 0812 era. You probably never seen this one. I told you, I got so many photos on my phone. It's embarrassing. This is 0812 era. Backstage. Look at that.
Man, I'll tell you what. I would do bad things for that red. I would hurt some. Yeah, I would do whatever I had to do to get my hands on that Beretta. That's a cool guitar. That's a cool guitar, man.
There was a yellow one that said 0812 on it. I believe Guy Fieri owns that now. There was a Telecaster. I believe it's a 12-string. He would use that for Eagles Fly. And then look at that guitar in the very middle. That one now lives in Seattle, actually. At the there's a art museum in Seattle. That guitar lives there. There's like an unseen Kramer there. There's a Monsters of Rock graphic. There's a black Kramer, that's Sammy's. And then there's the 1984 right there. On tour, 1988. See, to me, so you guys know, if I have photos like this, to see, that's why I'm not crazy. That's why that cat guitar is such a big deal. I mean, to me personally.
Robbie the knowledge Stingle.
Robbie, what's up?
He should have been here tonight. He should have been here with questions. Yeah.
Next time. Well,
Robbie the knowledge.
Well, actually, we'll see Robbie on Friday. Right. we talk Kramer guitars on Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's Kramer time. We talk Kramer guitars Friday. So if you're brand new here, we got so many new people here. Again, we're working on 10,300 YouTube subscribers. Smash that subscribe. Smash that thumbs up. We got 49 thumbs ups tonight. We're currently at 316 views live. Is that a coincidence? Amazing. You guys are awesome. Awesomeness.
Yeah, cool. Good comments tonight. Good participation. Lots of people in the chat right now. So thanks for Thanks for being here. So, I mean, that was super cool to be part of. I mean, this was really neat tonight. So,
thank you, man. Thank you so much. You guys, okay? You ready for the giveaway? Giveaway time. Let's see. We got to open up another browser here.
Somebody asked how much I ended up paying for the pitcher. It was $51.50.
Nice.
So.
Nice. It was a deal. How much would you have paid? Now that Dane's not here, he's not.
I wouldn't do that, man.
How much would you have paid?
That. I wouldn't do that. That's not fair to him. Johnny, I'm going to send you a picture right now, and I'm just going to send you a picture after we. Be on the lookout for my text.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just say that I went prepared. I was coming home with that one way or the other. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's a great photo. Again.
Yeah.
It's a great photo.
Yeah.
You guys, okay. All right, look at this. Look at this. We're giving away a Van Halen Life magazine. So in the chat, press a number, say something. Last chance. We've got 52 entries. Say something in the chat. We got some new names here. Bill Bryan is here. Massa is here. High Roller. We got a bunch of new names. Tony. We got lots of new people here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, you guys. Okay. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready? We're giving away a magazine. Let me see. Giveaway winners. I'm giving away a lot of stuff. Okay, here we go. Life magazine goes to MPN 5150. MPN.
Congratulations,
MPN.
sir.
Congratulations. Text me. 415-952-3263. If you want to get a hold of me for whatever, if you're the guy that took the photos of Eddie playing the guitar in 81, text that number. Get a hold of me. If you're a Van Halen fan, if you have stories, whatever it is, get a hold of me. This is the place you want to be if you like Van Halen. This is Johnny Beane, exclusively Van Halen. MPN, there you are, man. You're welcome, dude. You're welcome, man. There you are. He said thank you. There we go. MPN. All right. All right. All right. We good? Channel members, thank you so much for your continued support for these shows. Thank you so much to our channel members. Maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow from Guitar Center or something. I do those live vloggings. See you guys tomorrow. There we go. Supporters, thank you for your continued support, you guys. Don't forget, I'll see you guys next scheduled show Friday. Talking Kramer guitars, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. All things Kramers, so make sure to join us. And, all right, smash that thumbs up. Drop some comments below. What'd you guys think of this, the cat guitar? Drop your comments below, okay?
Yep.
We'll see you guys later. All right, Johnny Beane, bye-bye.
Hey! This is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!